Go ahead, Melissa, take it away.
Thank you, Susan. Hello, my name is Melissa Orth-Fray, and I'm so excited to have the privilege of getting to spend this time together. Having a mindset of gratitude helps our brain to learn. So let's all take a moment to think about something in your life that you can be grateful for. I'm grateful for Susan because she has spent her life developing connections in her brain and in her body. And because of that, she's able to make all these connections so that we can be together today. Thank you, Susan. I live and work in Los Angeles, California with my husband, and I am a Hanna Somatics educator. I come to this world through the world of athletics. And so over the years, I've gotten to witness people get to organize their bodies and their brains with athletics. But I also work with children and adults with learning differences such as ADHD, dyslexia, autism, and wherever the person is in their life, when they use these tools to help organize their brain and their body, they live a much better life. And it's really exciting to get to be a part of that. So I thought it would be really fun for us to merge these worlds together. And so today's focus is not only going to be on how you can better organize your brain and your body, but also how you can use this to be a better athlete, whether or not you want to be a better athlete or just live where you can move better, these movements will help. When working with your brain, it's really important that we follow a few rules. One is to move slowly and with awareness. And the brain learns slow. That's why in athletics, we videotape our clients and then we play it back slowly so they could pick up that one little neural pattern or one little piece that they might want to change. You also want to move small. If you were to drop a pin from really high up and it was loud and a noisy room, it'd be very hard to decipher which way the pin went. And so you want to do small movements so you can actually learn to differentiate. That's the part of the brain that is the most unused. When we talk about that we don't use all the brain, it's the part that differentiates. So try and move small so you can differentiate as much as you can. Move only to comfort and not to stretch. Your brain also learns well when you are not feeling threatened. And when we stretch, it elicits the stretch reflex immediately, right? It goes right to the spinal cord. You don't even get to think about that. And then you have to feel like you have to protect yourself. So you want to stay in the space of learning and feeling safe. The next thing that all these movements are going to be pendicular, well, most of them will be, which means that instead of stretching, we see our animals go out into a concentric contraction and then slowly and gently releasing into an eccentric contraction, and then they rest. We call that a stretch, but um, but not necessarily, it's not a stretch. It's called a pendiculation. So that's what you're going to be doing is pendiculating. And to focus on the quality of the movement as well. If you feel little staccato-like motions, that's exactly what you're looking for because that's called motor sensory amnesia. It's a space where your brain has lost the ability to sense and move your muscles. And whenever you find those little skips, those little staccato-like motions, you're actually reconnecting and developing neural patterns. You can do that in less than 10 minutes. And so we're going to be focusing on that. You're going to be invited to sit for some of the movements. You may be standing and definitely lying down. And the reason why we're going to be moving into different places is because it's a different part of the brain, whether you're sitting, whether you're standing, whether you're lying on your back or your front or your side. So it's really important that we work different positions. I'm going to go over a couple bony landmarks that we're going to be working with. And here is my trusty skeleton. I don't have a name for him yet, so if you guys think of one, that would be great. His head's on backwards. Okay, so one of the things you're going to be focusing on are the sits bones. And you might be able to feel them as you're sitting there. That's the two bony landmarks that people sit on. The next part that we're going to be focusing on are the ASISs. Those are the right here in front of your bones. If you put your hands on your hips, you can feel that in front. And the third part is your sternum. And your sternum is connected to your rib cage. So as your sternum moves, you'll notice that your rib cage is going to be moving. The last thing that I'm going to mention is your forelegs. It's the space between your knees and your ankles. And we'll be focusing on on your lower legs as well. So go ahead and find yourself on your chair and see if you can locate your sit bones. And don't try and adjust for anything, just notice where you are. And notice if you are in front of your sit bones, on your sit bones, or behind your sit bones as you're sitting there. Please follow all doctor's directives. If you're not supposed to do something like move over a certain way, don't. And if you get any pain or feel like you're going to go into stretch, go less. And you can even do these motions in your mind. You'll still get a great benefit for it. So as you're either in front, on, or behind your sit bones, if you are in front of them, go ahead and go more in front of them by arching your back, rolling your ASISs forward toward your knees and feeling a contraction in your low back. And then very slowly decontract all the muscles you just used in order to be able to do that. And then if you were behind your sit bones and if you also just went forward, now you're going to roll your ASISs backward up and toward your face, rounding your back. And then slowly and gently decontract all the muscles you just used in order to be able to do that and come to a rest. And notice if anything changed for you in your position on your sit bones. And go ahead and do that again. If you haven't arched forward, go ahead and arch forward. Bring your weight in front of your sit bones by tilting your ASISs down toward your feet. Notice what happens up through your spine, your neck, your shoulders, and slowly and gently decontract and soften all the muscles you just used in order to be able to move in that position. And take a rest. And then round your back, rolling your ASISs backwards. You may want to contract your abdomen. Notice what happens through your shoulders and neck and knees, and slowly release. And take a rest. And then one more time, arch your back, rocking your ASISs front of your hip bones forward. Notice what happens throughout your body. And slowly decontract your muscles, starting to release them. And take a rest. And then round your back, bringing your ASISs backward. And Jackie is our beautiful model and slowly release. So she's helping us to see, just in case you need to watch. And slowly and gently release. Thank you, Jackie. And now toggle back and forth just a little, much less movement, and see if you can arrive on top of your sit bones. So just go a little forward and a little back and see if you can just arrive on your sit bones. And then take a rest. And if you can arrive on your sit bones. That position is called a spine neutral. We use it in sports a lot because it takes, you don't have a lot of contraction in your abdomen nor in your back, and you can rotate much better from that position. It's great for you to learn your spine neutral. Everybody's spine neutral is different. And this is the seated spine neutral. All right, so now we're going to work with your sternum. So everyone tap your sternum for a moment so you know where it is. Good. And then just rest your hand on your sternum if you like so you can feel it. And you're going to elevate your sternum. So bring it up towards your face and notice what happens to your upper back and neck and head when you do that. And slowly and gently soften the muscles you just did that with. And take a rest. And now bring your sternum down towards your pubis, towards your feet, your hips. And notice what happens to your upper back and shoulders and neck as you move your sternum. Slowly and gently release. And do that again. Bring your sternum up, elevating your sternum. And can you feel your system is like a pulley system? And slowly release. As your sternum goes up, your upper back goes down. A lot of our body functions that way as we're moving. And so it's great for us to notice that. Bring your sternum down now. And feel your upper back and shoulders go up. Feel what's happening in your pelvis too. And slowly release. And one more time. Bring your sternum up. Feeling what happens in your upper back and your pelvis, your hips, your tailbone. Slowly decontract and soften. And then bring your sternum down towards your pubis, down towards your feet, and become aware of what the rest of your body does. Slowly release. All right. So one of the most important things that we're going to go over is the relationship of parts of your body to other parts of your body. In the end of life, we really are nothing more than the sum of our relationships, and we can learn that through our bodies and our brain. So as you lifted your sternum and brought your sternum down, you probably felt things going on in your pelvis. Now we're going to go left and right with your sternum. So bring your sternum to your left and slowly decontract the muscles you just used to do that. And then bring your sternum to your right and slowly release. And whichever way it was easier, go in that direction. So side one would be which way it was easier. So if you need to do it again to decipher that, go ahead. Bring your sternum one direction and slowly release. Noticing what happens to your neck. Bring your sternum and to the other direction. So notice what happens to your neck and your head. And slowly release. All right, if you could figure out which way it was easier, go ahead and do one more in that direction first. If you can't, just pick a direction. So bring your sternum over to the side of ease and slowly release. And then bring your sternum to the other side, side two. And notice what happens to your hips, to your legs, slowly release. All right, so now you're going to circularize your sternum. So bring your sternum up, elevating it towards your face. Bring it over to side one, whichever way that was. Bring it down, staying on side one. Notice what happens to your shoulder girdle. Bring your sternum over to side two. And then bring your sternum back up again. Back to center. and relax all the muscles you just used in order to be able to do that. All right, so now bring your sternum down and over to side one and up on side one toward your face, over to side two, noticing what's happening through your pelvis, down toward your feet and back to center, and then back to neutral and relax. And notice any sensations you have created. All right, so now let's do one more arch and flatten. And think about it by rolling, you're going to start with arch. Think about it by rolling your ASIS, the front of your hip bones forward, and elevating your sternum. Noticing how you're connected through your spine, slowly and gently decontract. Soften all the muscles you just used. Take a rest. And then bring your sternum down and round your back. Let your pubis and sternum come toward each other. You may contract your abdomen and slowly and gently release. And see if you can come back onto your sit bones. Okay. The next concept we're going to go over is transferring your weight from your lower body to your upper body. Now, you don't really have to transfer all of your weight and put all your weight into your shoulders, but if you can visualize it, you'll start to move up toward your shoulders and the neurons will fire. So if you have a table in front of you, fine. If you don't, that's all right. You can just place your hands on your thighs or on a table if that's in front of you, either or. And what you're going to do is you're going to first notice probably most of your weight is in your sit bones, in your pelvic girdle. So now you're going to bring your weight forward. So you're going to bring your body forward just a little bit, leaning forward, and see if you can feel the weight go up toward your shoulder girdle. Your shoulders may raise. And see if you can transfer some of the weight, at least in your mind's eye, toward your shoulders. And now shifting backwards through your spine, see if you can transfer it back down to your pelvis. So the relationship between our pelvic girdle and our shoulder girdle is very important. Continue to do that. Go forward and back, so bringing your weight up toward your shoulder girdle, and see if you can imagine it going into your shoulders and feeling a little bit of weight transferring through your spine into your shoulder girdle and then back into your pelvis. You're going to do that a few more times as I explain to you the importance of understanding the relationship between your pelvic girdle and your shoulder girdle. When you're in the womb and being born, the child works just as hard as the mom does. So the baby squirms down the birth canal. And as the baby's squirming, maybe one shoulder, one side will touch the womb. The other hip then touches the other side of the womb, and it switches, picking up all kinds of feedback for our brain. It begins the foundation of your nervous system as you are being birthed. Then the baby rolls over, and then it actually pushes off as it's coming out. It pushes off with its feet. And everything that it's touching, it's picking up all kinds of neuroinformation. And then in countries where we really respect the birthing process, they put the baby on the lower belly of the mom, and the baby crawls up by itself and latches on to her breast. This takes an hour or 2 hours. They leave the baby and the mom alone for that time. So these movements that we're doing, you might recognize babies doing these movements, the forward and back. You'll see them negotiating their shoulder girdle and their pelvic girdle, which is what you just did. All right, so the rolling pattern is extremely important. As I said, the baby turns over, and that rolling pattern is in all three parts of the brain: the lower brain, the midbrain, the diencephalon, and the motor cortex. And so rolling is really important. And when we do rolling, like rolling on the mat, you want to make sure that you just don't pick your arm up and spin it. You want to get the information from the floor, from where you are turning. We're going to be doing a seated sequential rolling, and sequential rolling is especially great because it teaches you if this happens, then this happens. And so we're going to be doing a seated sequential rolling, which means that when you start to turn your head and you feel your neck starting to come along, that's the next thing that you're going to turn, and then your shoulder girdle. So you're going to wait until you feel a tiny pull, not a stretch, but a tiny pull telling you, okay, bring that along. So first you're going to find out which way is your direction of ease. So go ahead and turn your head left and then right, and notice which way do you turn more easily. And whichever way you decipher will be your side one for the rest of today's class. And if you can't figure out which one it is, just pick one. That's all right. All right, so you're going to begin by turning your head to side one. And when you feel your neck turning, bring your neck along until you feel your shoulder girdle turning, and go ahead and rotate your shoulders, and then your sternum with your rib basket, and then your upper abdomen, and then your lower abdomen. Your pelvic girdle will start to turn. You'll feel a rotation in your upper thighs, your legs. Let that turn. Your knees. See if you can feel now your lower legs coming along. Then your ankles, and then your feet. And now you're going to decontract starting from your feet sequentially. So release your feet, and then your ankles, and next your lower legs, and next your knees, and your quadriceps, your thighs, your pelvis, your lower abdomen, upper abdomen, rib cage and sternum, shoulders, neck, and head. And take a rest. In sports, this is also really important because you want to generate as much power as you can. So if you can have winding up and an unwinding that uses more of your muscles, sequentially, you will have more consistency and more power. So go ahead and roll your head again, side one, just towards side one, and then your neck, your shoulders, your sternum, rib basket, your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen, your pelvis, your upper legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, and feet, and decontract from your feet to your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your pelvis, your lower abdomen, your upper abdomen, rib basket, shoulders, neck, and head, and take a rest. We're going to add something to this. So we first went forward and back, and that's the frontal plane, dividing ourselves forward and back. And then we just turned rotary, and that's the transverse plane, dividing us upper and lower. And then we're going to now work with the sagittal plane, which is left and right. And then we're going to go back to the transverse plane. So bring your weight onto your right side hip, and slowly and gently release all the muscles you used just to do that. And then bring your weight onto your left side hip. Notice what muscles you've used. Slowly and gently release. And do that 2 more times. To your right. And relax. and then to your left. Down. And now when you go to the right, go ahead and shift your sternum too, and your head. And come back down. Shift your sternum again. And I see some people rotating their head, some people shifting. Both are great movements. And slowly release, coming back down. And you figured out already what we're going to do next. So shift your sternum toward your side one, and now turn your head, and then your neck, and then let your shoulder girdle come along, your rib basket, your upper abdominals, your lower abdominals, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your lower legs, your ankles, and your feet. You might want to pick up your side two heel. Slowly bring down your side two heel if you did that, and bring your feet to a relaxation, your ankles, your lower legs. Let everything start coming back to neutral as you turn your knees, upper legs, lower abdomen, upper abdomen, rib basket, shoulders, neck, and head. So you just experienced what it would feel like if you pivoted by turning, or if you shifted and rolled with your body. Both are great movements, and they are different. All right, let's go ahead and go to your side two. We're going to pivot first. So rotate your head to side two, and then your neck, and your shoulder girdle, your rib basket, your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen, your pelvis, your upper thighs, knees. You might feel like you want to shift back a little to do it easier, your lower legs, your ankles, and your feet. And then let your feet unwind, your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, your quads, your hips, your belly, lower belly, upper belly, rib cage, sternum, shoulders, neck, and head. And take a rest. And do that again. Rotate your head to side two, and then your neck, and then your shoulder girdle, your sternum and rib cage, your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen, hips. Notice what your thighs do as they roll. Maybe one knee goes more forward, one knee comes back. So your knees, your lower legs, ankles, and feet, and slowly release your feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, upper legs, hips, lower belly, upper belly, rib cage, shoulders, neck, and head. So you have moved in all three planes of movement: forward, back, up and down, and side by side. And we've differentiated some of this as you've gone, only isolating certain things. Go ahead in this last one, see if you can feel that you are actually moving toward your side two. You might be shifting back as you turn back, and you may be releasing forward. It's all three planes of movement for 6 degrees of freedom. So go ahead and turn your head to side two again. First, shift your rib cage, your sternum over to side two. And let your head and neck come along, and then turn your head and neck, shoulder girdle, sternum, upper abs, lower abs, pelvis, upper legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, and feet. You might want to pick up your side one heel. Go ahead and put your side one heel back down if you did, and releasing your feet, your ankles, your lower legs. Notice your forward back motion, your knees, your quads, your pelvis, lower abdomen, upper abdomen, sternum and rib basket, shoulders, neck, and head. That movement can be very relaxing because bringing us back to baby rolls is joyous and relaxing. So I hope that you feel a little more relaxed after that, although it was a lot of information. All right, so now you're going to go ahead and stand up. And if you need to get bolsters or pillows, anything, maybe turn your heat up if it's cold or grab a blanket and make your way to your mat. Most of us are on our mat, it looks like. Now, we spoke about what we don't want to stretch, and that is our muscles, because we don't want to elicit the stretch reflex so that we can stay learning. And also, we don't recontract our muscles in what we're doing. We're trying to develop new neural patterns. There is something, however, that we do want to stretch, and that is our skin. We have amazing proprioceptors that tell us where our body is in space and time. So as you're lying on the ground there, you can feel where your limbs are, where your torso is, where your head is. But your skin will be stretching as you do these motions through traction. And that stretching is picked up through your brain by these little Ruffini receptors. And if you want to feel your skin stretch, go ahead and just place one hand on top of your arm. You can bring your arm up and put the other hand on your arm. Just bend your arm so it's comfortable. You might have to raise your sleeve. Place your hand on your skin, if you could, your fingertips on your skin. And you're going to put about a dime's amount of pressure. So light pressure, enough that your fingertips don't slide, but drag your skin up toward your elbow and feel it release a little bit. And then drag your skin down toward your hand and see if you can decipher which way it is easier for your skin to go. And then go left and right. So you're going to go towards your elbow and towards your inside of your arm, and toward the outside of your arm and toward the inside of your arm. And notice which way is it easier to go, left or right. And even if you do a slight rotation with your skin, you can feel which way is it easier to rotate. So your skin also works and understands things in 3 planes. And so we're going to be feeling the traction of your skin as well while you're lying there. So go ahead and place your arms back down by your sides, and we're going to do a body scan. Begin to notice where your heels are touching the ground. Notice if you have more weight on your right heel or your left heel. Notice if one foot is turned in or out more than the other. Now scan up to your lower legs, the space between your knees and your ankles, and notice, are they rotated slightly differently? Scan up to your knees, are they rotated slightly differently? Scan up to your hamstrings, that's the space between your pelvis and your knees. Are they touching the ground? Are they rotated slightly differently? And if you placed your hands on your ASISs, the front of your hip bones, do you have one hip bone higher to the ceiling than the other? Is one hip bone higher to your ear than the other? And you can place your hands back down by your sides and notice, is one side of your back, lower back, tighter than the other one? Scan up to your upper back, and do you have more weight on one side of your upper back and shoulder than the other? Is one shoulder higher to the ceiling than the other? Is one shoulder higher to your ear than the other? Scan up to your neck. Is it tighter on one side or the other? Scan up to your head. Is it left, right, or center? Scan down to your elbows, the points of your elbows. Are they touching in the same place? And how about scanning down to your wrists? Are they high or are they flat on the ground? Are they rotated slightly differently? Go ahead and bend your knees one at a time and place your feet on the floor about hip width apart. And place your hands on your ASISs, the front of your hip bones. And you're going to begin by rolling your ASISs, hip bones down toward your feet. And feel what happens through your knees, through your back, through your neck, and slowly and gently decontract, releasing all the muscles that brought you there. And then take a breath in to breathe out and bring your belly button down towards your spine. Rotate your ASISs up towards your face, rounding your back. Your rib cage may come down. Your neck may go back or not. And slowly and gently decrease all the contractions you just used. And do 2 more arches and flattens. Noticing all the sensations you're creating in your body as you do that. And on your next arch, see if you can notice that your weight is coming down towards your pelvis, through your spine, and decrease the contractions, softening. And on your next flatten, see if you can notice that the weight goes up towards your shoulder girdle and your head. Even if your shoulders raise off the ground, the weight can be transferred upward. And see if you can toggle back and forth, transferring your weight to your pelvis and back to your shoulder girdle. And when you finish, straighten your legs one at a time and begin to notice what you notice. And then go ahead and bend your knees one more time. One at a time, slowly. And now bring your sternum up toward your headward, noticing how your upper back goes down, and slowly and gently relax. And then bring your sternum down towards your pubis and notice what happens to your shoulder girdle and your pelvis, and slowly and gently decrease the contractions that you just used in order to be able to do that. And then elevate your sternum again. Slowly release. And then bring your sternum down towards your pubis. Once more. Noticing what happens to your pelvic girdle and your shoulder girdle. And slowly relax. And one more time, sternum goes up toward your face. And slowly and gently release. And then your sternum's going to come down towards your pubis. Noticing what happens to your abdominals. And slowly and gently relax. Now bring your sternum towards your side one. Notice what happens to your hips and slowly release. And then toward your side two. Can you feel the drag? And slowly release. Your little bony receptors are picking up a lot of information. And bring your sternum back over to side one. Notice what happens to your neck and your head, and slowly release. Two, your sternum. And slowly soften, doing less. And then one more time to side one. Picking up the nuances that you are creating throughout your body. Slowly release. And one more time to your side two. And slowly release. And go ahead and straighten your legs out and notice any sensations that you may have created. And if you can, with your legs straight, you're going to circleize your sternum. So bring your sternum up and then over to side one and down to side one and back over to side two. Notice what's happening through your legs and hips. And then back up to side two. And back to center and relax. Then bring your sternum down and over to side one, up on side one, over to side two, and down on side two. Notice what happens to your shoulder girdle as you're doing that. And take a rest and see any sensations that you have created. And when you're ready, you're going to gently and slowly roll over onto your belly. You can place your forehead on the back of your hands. And you're going to be doing a forward body scan. There are so many keys in our tissues, and they are in the front of our body as well. So begin to notice where your feet are touching the ground. Scan up to your ankles. And then your low legs, the space between your knees and your ankles. And notice if your low legs are touching the ground. If they are not, your brain is not getting the information that you have low legs and feet. And these next movements will help you to release the contractions that are holding your low legs up. Practice over time, your low legs will most likely come down to the ground and your brain will get that information. Notice where your thighs are. Are they rotated differently or the same? Scan up to your pelvis. Notice, do you have more weight on one side or the other? Scan up to your armpits. Are your armpits touching the ground or no? Scan up to your forearms. Are they in the same position? Are they rotated the same? Are they touching the same? And you're going to begin by bringing your weight down toward your feet. You may want to use some traction by pushing into your forearms and sliding through your body footward. And then slowly and gently relax. Bring your body up to headward. Feeling the little feeny receptors and slowly and gently relax. And go back and forth a few times, seeing if you can notice the change going more toward your pelvis and your lower legs, and then up toward your shoulder girdle. See if you can feel the skin stretching, maybe in your thighs, maybe in your belly, maybe in your arms and forearms, maybe in your lower legs. Take a rest. And now you're going to roll both of your heels toward your side one. And see if you can, you may need to roll up onto your hip a little bit. See if you can feel your side one lower leg touching. What do you need to do to be able to pick up that information and touch your side one lower leg? And slowly and gently release out of that, decontracting the muscles, allowing you to roll back to neutral or almost to neutral. You might not roll all the way back. And do that again. Roll both heels to your side one. Maybe just enough that your lower side one leg can touch and then relax out of it. Notice what you're needing to move in order to be able to feel and come to a rest. And one more time, rotate both heels to side one. Feeling your lower legs and slowly, just your lower side one leg, and slowly release. Come back to rest. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll both heels to side two and see if you can touch your side two lower leg. On the side, you might have to lift your hip up and roll onto your side more slowly and gently relax out of it. Go rest. And again, roll both heels to side one, two, to side two. And slowly and gently release the muscles you just used to be able to do that. You might notice you have to do a little bit less by the third time to be able to feel your side two. Let's go ahead and roll one more time over toward your side two leg. And slowly and gently decontract all the muscles you just used in order to be able to do that. And take a rest. All right, now turn your head toward your side one. Place your side two arm down by your side. And roll your heels over toward side one. See if you can locate your lower leg. And lift your sternum headward and rotate towards side one with your sternum and your head, and slowly and gently release all the muscles you just used in order to be able to do that. And take a rest. And go ahead and roll your heels again to side one. And now shift your weight towards your pelvis and lift your sternum. Your head may come along, your neck may come along, and see if you can feel the weight shifting and more touching in your lower leg, and slowly and gently come back down. And it's okay if you can't. And come to a rest. And one more time, roll both heels to side one. Bring your sternum this time over towards side one. Elevate your sternum, picking your head up, and see if you can shift your weight down to your side one lower leg, and slowly and gently decontract all the muscles you just used in order to be able to do that. And when you're ready, switch arms and legs. Turn your head to side two. Go ahead and roll both your heels to side two. See if you can feel your side two low leg touching. And pick up your sternum and your head. Let your head follow, picking up your head. And slowly and gently decontract and soften all the muscles you just used in order to be able to do that. And again, roll both heels to side two. Bring your sternum towards side two. Shift your weight down towards your low legs and pelvis. Pick your head up and look over side two. And slowly and gently decontract all the muscles you just used. Go rest. And one last time, rolling both heels to side two. Bring your sternum over towards side two and pick your head up, looking over your side two shoulder, shifting your weight down toward your pelvis and feet. Slowly let everything melt and come out of there. And when you finish, go ahead and place your head on both hands again, your forehead on both hands. And you're going to circleize your sternum. And as you're doing this, notice what your low legs do or your pelvis. So bring your sternum up towards your head. Bring your sternum over towards side one. Down towards side one. Over towards lower side two. And then back up towards your head on side two. And then come to a rest. And can you notice what your shoulders and what your pelvis is doing when you do that? Now let's go the opposite way. Bring your sternum down towards your pelvis and then over to side one, up towards side one, over to side upper two, and down towards side two. And then back to neutral and take a rest. And notice any sensations your body has created since you first laid down and did your body scan. Go ahead and roll over to your back, gently and slowly. lazily. And when you're ready, you're going to bend both knees one at a time. Place them shoulder width apart. And you're going to reach your arms. First, you're going to do a test of cat 4. So place your side one hand behind your head if comfortable. Hold your side 2 knee with your side 2 hand. Bring your knee up. And you're going to go ahead and do an arch. So bring your side 1 shoulder and side 2 hip toward each other as you arch your back in the back. Slowly and gently decontract all the muscles you just used, softening. And then roll your side 1 elbow up toward the ceiling. Take a breath in to breathe out. Roll your pubis and sternum toward each other as you slowly roll up and aim your side 1 elbow at your side 2 leg. And notice how far you have. Don't go to stretch, but go to where it's comfortable and slowly and gently decontract, allowing your body to come back to where you began. And we're only going to do one of these right now. We'll come back and do some more. So go ahead and switch arms and legs. This is just to see where you are arriving here. And switch arms and legs. And go ahead and bring your side 2 shoulder back and your side 1 hip back toward each other in an arch. And slowly and gently decontract all the muscles you just used. And then rolling your elbow up toward the ceiling. Breath in to breathe out, belly button toward your spine, and aim your elbow and knee toward each other. How far you have. And slowly and gently come back down without pushing it. Just notice what you have. Get much further in life when we respect the journey. Go ahead and put your knee back down instead of trying to get to where we want to go. It's much more fun. All right, reach your arms up to the ceiling, both of them. And we're going to work with the pulley system of your shoulder girdle. So reach high with your side 1 arm and roll onto your side 2 shoulder, keeping your side 2 arm at the ceiling. And slowly and gently decontract the muscles you just used. And then reach high with your side 2 arm, rolling onto your side 1 shoulder. Feeling the pulley system and slowly and gently decontract. So as one arm goes up and one shoulder goes up, the other one goes back and down. And do 2 more of those. And as you're doing that, notice, does your sternum rotate? Does your rib cage rotate? Do you feel your somatic center, which is the space between your ribs and your pelvis? Can you feel what's going on in your neck and your head? And finishing the one you're on. Slowly bring your arms back down to your sides and rest. And you're going to do a very similar thing with your pelvic girdle now. So you're going to raise up your side 1 hip, keeping your side 2 knee at the ceiling and roll onto your side 2 hip. Your side 1 hip will go toward the ceiling and your side 2 hip will go back toward the floor. And slowly and gently release, allowing your side 1 hip to come back to center, where it started, to neutral. And then elevate your side two hip, rolling onto your side one hip, keeping your side one knee facing the ceiling, and slowly and gently decrease the muscles the contraction of the muscles you just used. And come to a rest. And do that again. Elevate your side one hip. Your side one knee may go forward over your side one toes toward in that direction. And slowly and gently decrease the contractions you just created. Bringing up your opposite hip, your side two hip, and your side two knee might go forward in order to be able to do this. And slowly and gently decrease the contractions. And then one last time, elevate your side one hip, rolling onto your side two hip. Notice what happens up through your sternum, your rib cage, your neck and head. Slowly release. And then elevate your side two hip, rolling onto your side one hip. And slowly and gently decrease the contractions. And then go ahead and straighten your legs out, noticing any sensations that you may have created. Things we work in sports and also with adults and children with learning differences is to establish midline and understand how to cross midline. That develops a lot of brain development in your corpus callosum, the part that connects the two hemispheres of your brain. And so now you're going to do a cat 4, which you've done already once. And this time you're going to focus on that your head and eyes are crossing midline when you do this. So go ahead and bend your knees one at a time, slowly. And you're going to also see, did this get any easier than when you began? Place your side one hand underneath your head again, and hold your side two knee with your side two hand. Take a breath in to breathe out. Bring your belly button down toward your spine, working your transverse abdomen. Rock your ASIS up towards your face. Roll your side two, one elbow up toward the ceiling. Bring your sternum down toward your pubis. And as you sit up, aim your side one elbow at your side two knee and notice that you are in fact crossing your midline. Slowly and gently decrease the contractions just made in order to be able to do that. Let your elbow come back out. Keep holding your knee. Let your head roll to side one. Push your back, bringing your side one shoulder and side two hip toward each other. Rocking your ASIS away from your head. Slowly and gently decontract all the contractions you just used. All the muscular contractions. And roll your elbow up toward the ceiling again. Breath in to breathe out. Belly button toward your spine. Tilt your pubis and sternum toward each other and aim your elbow and knee toward each other. Noticing where you are at this point, slowly and gently decrease the contractions. Noticing you cross midline, noticing how you're decontracting through midline as you come back down. And roll your elbow back out. And let your head turn to your side one, and you're going to switch arms and legs when you're ready. And go ahead and roll your head back to center. Hold your head with side two hand. Hold your knee with your side one hand, your side one knee. And Go ahead and look toward your side two, rolling your head, arch your back, bringing your side two shoulder and side one pelvis toward each other in your back. Slowly and gently decrease the contractions. And roll your side two, elbow up toward the ceiling. Breath in to breathe out. Belly button toward your spine. Tilt your pubis and your sternum toward each other. And aim your elbow and knee toward each other as you sit up slowly. Crossing midline slowly and gently come back down. See if you can let go just a little bit more as you come back down. And you're going to do one more of those. So roll your head to side two, arch your back. Slowly and gently release. Bring your elbow back up toward the ceiling. Breath in to breathe out. Contract your belly button down toward your spine. Tilt your pubis and your sternum toward each other. And aim your elbow and knee toward each other. Noticing where you are. And slowly and gently decrease all the contractions you just used in order to be able to do that. To finish, go ahead and straighten your legs. Place your arms down by your sides. And notice any sensations you may have created. And then go ahead and bend your knees one more time. And this time, hold both your knees to your chest if you can. You're just going to hold there in relaxation. So another thing we do in sports is we work hard to gain strength and range of motion through our body. And when we pandiculate, we go in the direction of ease. So if you see somebody that's forward with a forward head posture or shoulders are forward, they may go more forward. So they may be holding a 70% contraction. If they go more forward to maybe an 80% contraction, it helps to bring awareness that they are, in fact, holding those contractions, and then they can slowly release the contraction, maybe down to 50%. And when they do that again, they might be able to come down to 20%. Now they've got 50% more use of their muscles. A very fast way to gain some strength, even though we're moving slow. Roll 1 or 2 inches only to your side one now. And just hold. And let your head come with if you haven't. Gently and slowly roll back to center. And then roll to side two. 1 or 2 inches only. And I'll let your head come along. Go ahead and roll back to center. And bring one leg down at a time. And then straighten both legs and your arms. And notice any sensations that you have created. Notice where your heels are touching. Has that changed? Notice the rotation of your feet and your lower legs, your knees, your hamstrings, your pelvis, your lower back, your upper back and shoulders, your neck and head, your elbows, your wrists, and your hands. Now let's focus on each one of them. I'm going to take you through a guided relaxation. I am relaxing my feet. My feet are relaxing. I am relaxing my lower legs. My lower legs are relaxing. I am relaxing my knees. My knees are relaxing. I am relaxing my hamstrings. My hamstrings are relaxing. I am relaxing my quadriceps, the front of my thighs. My thighs are relaxing. I am relaxing my right pelvis. My right pelvis is relaxing. I am relaxing my left pelvis. My left pelvis is relaxing. I am relaxing my right lower back. My right lower back is relaxing. I am relaxing my left lower back. My left lower back is relaxing. I am relaxing my sternum. My sternum is relaxing. I am relaxing my right shoulder. My right shoulder is relaxing. I am relaxing my left shoulder. My left shoulder is relaxing. I am relaxing my neck. My neck is relaxing. I am relaxing my head. My head is relaxing. I am relaxing my left arm. My left arm is relaxing. I am relaxing my right arm. My right arm is relaxing. I'm relaxing my left hand and fingers. My left hand and fingers are relaxing. I am relaxing my right hand and fingers. My right hand and fingers are relaxing. I am relaxing my whole backside. My whole backside is relaxing. I am relaxing my whole front side. My whole front side is relaxing. I am relaxing my left side. My left side is relaxing. I am relaxing my right side. My right side is relaxing. I am relaxing my whole body. My whole body is relaxing. When you're ready, you're going to roll to your side and gently get up so we can have our discussion. And thank you so much for the privilege of your time and awareness. You're muted, Susan.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I have to bring myself back. That was very deep. Thank you, Melissa. That was wonderful. I think we're going to have a great discussion. Those of you that would like to stay, please go ahead and stay. And we are now officially ending the recorded part of the class. So